Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing great today. I'm going to do a reading about what you need to focus on right now. Lots of stuff going on in the world, so where should my focus be right now? This is a timeless reading, so whenever you see it, it's for you, right? If it comes across your feed and you're like, oh, I didn't know she posted that 3 weeks ago. Ta-da! There it is. If you like the content that I create, please like, subscribe, and share the channel. Much appreciated to all of you who did that over the weekend and the last week or so. Woo! And all the subscribers, all of the sharing. I just want to send out some gratitude to all y'all. So thank you very much. Also, if you have been reaching out to me about the North Node class, yes, there is one going on right now. It is a self-paced class, the basic information, and then we're doing a live on May 13th. That's sold out. There's 2 more sections of it in June. And the purpose of those live things, I'm limiting the audience so everybody can get questions in about, hey, what am I supposed to be doing? What is my work on this planet? What is my purpose? So if you like that and want to take part in it, the link is below to join up for that. Okay, so let's go. Let's talk about this. What am I here? What should I be focused on right now? This is group A. Just go with your intuition here. This is group B. And this is group C. What is speaking to you here? Okay, so I'm going to put these aside for right now. And I'm going to work with group A. This is my fluorite. Love it. Woo! Clean it up. A lot of focus on purging, especially after the full moons, right? We have a new moon coming up on May 22nd. And that is going to be about, I believe it's in Gemini, that is going to be about getting into this energy of clarity. So over the course of the next week and a half, I feel like you're going to be coming into more information, more awareness, more aha moments about what needs to go in your life, what needs to be purged, okay? Co-create. If your house, if your mind, if your environment is so jammed up with stuff or clutter, just talk to Marie Kondo about that, then there's no space for anything new to show up. So what you can do is let things flow through your life. If you've been holding on to stuff, or been holding on to a person, or holding on to a job or an experience because of some, fill in the blank, because I'm afraid to let it go, because I'm afraid I'll never find this again. Like a person, if you're in a relationship that isn't really working, but oh, I don't want to let them go because what if there's nobody else? That mindset is, that mentality is a lack mindset. So allow things to leave your life that want to leave your life. If you're holding on to something, you're constricting your energy. You're making yourself smaller. So the goal is to expand into your journey, right? We talk a lot about that on the North Node class, is about, I'm here to embrace this energy. Okay, I'm here to embrace this energy. And one of the things group A, the universe wants you to focus on right now is, what are you holding on to that needs to be let go? New life coming ahead. You know this. You've been feeling this for a while. We've been talking about that for a whole long time. And what does that look like, right? What does it look like for you? The collective, there is one energy. There is this, massive, connective 5D experience, 5D and higher experience that we are all sharing right now. But for you and your particulars, what does it look like in your conscious choices? How are you making conscious choices? That's very 5D, is to be like, you know what? What's in my best and highest good? What is coming across to me that I need to take a closer look at? How can I more consciously make choices instead of getting buffeted around by what's going on in the world or being told what to think by other people, bad, good, or indifferent? They may have good intentions. They may have not so good intentions. But part of my purpose is to help you trust your own intuition. That's why I teach tarot classes too, so you can navigate, you can open yourself up to this guidance. Have a conversation, all right? Have a conversation. It's not solely things coming in and nothing going out. You're having a conversation with the 5D as well, with all of us. All of us, all of us connected are having a conversation with each other. Woo! Woo! All right, let's see where we go. Group A here. Oh, that's kind of interesting. 6 of Pentacles underneath, gaining balance. Some of you, the card that's underneath is the thing that you're subconsciously moving toward. This is about balance. This is about helping others, not to the detriment of yourself. You see how he is not in tatters, right? The man who's helping those 2 people who are in tatters, he is not in tatters. You can't give what you don't have. So if you're not taking care of yourself, joyously creating abundance for yourself, how are you going to ever help other people? How's that ever going to happen? So I know that that's a message that a lot of spiritual people have been getting for many centuries about depleting themselves, giving too much. Empaths, you guys, I mean, I did a morning message. I think it was put up Monday, May 11th, if you're seeing this on a different day. And part of the message is to empaths about learning the even, it's not keeping score. It's like, I give and then I get, I give and then I get. And you can get from the universe. You don't have to get, it's not like I give to you and so I get from you evenly. In relationship, yes, that's what needs to happen. No doubt about it. You need to have a give and take. It needs to be balanced, right? It needs to be balanced. But in the universe, sometimes the things we do for other people or the energy that we put out there, it flows back to us in ways that we may never have imagined. It's about trusting the universal flow. Trusting that universal flow. 6 of Cups, another 6. 7 of Cups, Wheel. I'll talk you through this in a second. 8 of Cups, 6, 7, 8 of Cups. 5 of Swords in the middle. Tower. Wow. Hierophant. 8 of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Okay. So a lot of you are living life kind of small. All right. And other people may be taking from you a lot. Right in the middle here. 5 of Swords. Other people may be taking from you a lot. The aha moment here is what I just said to you about you must work on your own, get guidance for yourself, get stability for yourself. This is a Taurus card here, right? So getting stability, look at this. King of Pentacles. You may be focused too emotionally and not enough on grounding. Okay, I feel like there might be a very nostalgic way of, I'm going to say this because I'm somebody like this too. So I've worked with this, a naive way of looking at the world, a naive way of engaging with the world. And that's something that is part of your journey here. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Cups, walking away from that which used to work. Okay, there's some confusion. There might even be some people who manipulated you or took from you, stole from you even. There may be people like that in your life, and that's something that needs to be reckoned with right now. And I feel like you're really coming into this power, coming into this beautiful power. You may also be attracting someone else who is in that power. I see Sagittarian energy and Taurus energy here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Sag with the Jupiter energy in the Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter's going retrograde in the middle of this month. I was born with Jupiter in retrograde. Take a look at your birth charts to see what retrogrades you were born with. Most people were born with retrograde, at least a Mercury retrograde. It just shows that energy, it doesn't mean like, oh my God, I have 25 retrogrades. Well, how could you possibly? But anyway, it's not a negative thing. It's just a how do I work with the energy? That's all that matters, right? It's all that matters. So when everything, if all the planets in your chart are moving forward, awesome. Then when everything is moving forward, that feels really comfortable to you. If you have retrogrades in your chart, when those planets go into retrograde, much more comfortable. You feel much more comfortable with that. Okay, we've got a ton of retrogrades. I've done a lot of videos on this on the channel talking about Pluto retrograde and Venus in retrograde. Those I just talked about in the last week and a half, which will be happening for large parts of this year. And Jupiter is going into retrograde. Saturn is going into retrograde. Mercury at the end of June is going into retrograde. All of these things. And it's called, what the energy of all these retrogrades are dependent on what planet it is and what sign it's in when it goes retrograde. The big picture of this, okay, if you can just get your head around this part, then all the retrogrades will be easier to understand. Retrograde energy is about reassessing, reevaluating, taking a step back, looking at what's going on with relationships or money or friendships, or wow, all of a sudden I've got, all these snarky comments on my videos, which which has not happened. I'm not using myself, but I see other people on YouTube and I'm like, wow, they got a lot of snarky comments on this one video. And it's almost like okay, what's the lesson that is teaching me? The lesson that it's like bringing out that energy in other people. Right? And, oh, okay, it's not really a value judgment. You just look at it and go, oh, all right, I see how that works. I see energetically how that might work, okay? My job is to empower you by helping you see the energies for yourself, right? And trusting yourself about how to move forward. This period is likely to have you walking away from some of these people who have agendas or who are negatively impacting you, right? Blowing those things up. Because this is not a gentle, this is like it's done, okay? It's done. And moving into something that's much more grounded, much more stable, much more solid for yourself. Okay, this is not about necessarily other people, but I do feel like when you do those things, when you move into certain energies, it's not my feeling, it's just how the law of attraction works. Like attracts like. So if you're living in fear, you're attracting other people who are living in fear. If you're living in love and joyfulness, you are attracting other people who are living in love and joyfulness. I will say this. Opposites that come in, the ones who are like when you're in this like median, it's sort of like a acceptance mode or whatever, there's not a lot of charged emotion around that. When you're in the high vibrations, okay, there's plenty of trolls who are in the opposite vibration who come to knock you down, okay, because it's uncomfortable for them to see that energy. And because you're in that higher vibration, you may not even see that. You may not even really care about it. It doesn't really impact you because the differential is so great. So when those people show up, you're in high vibration. Your only job is to consciously choose love, consciously choose high vibration. And other people are going to do what they're going to do. That's the lesson of this. You're like, oh, I'm buffeted around by other things, by other people, by, confusion around things. I'm very much in the soup of it, okay? And now, when you clean it up, when you move on from those people, right? You move on. These people have no impact then. They have no impact. It's like, I'm sorry, you are, right? Like, it's like that. It's just like whatever, right? And when these kinds of people are in your inner circle, yeah, there's shadow work to be done, because just look at what's going on in your life right now. Just look at it. Well, my work situation isn't what I'd hoped it'd be. Money scares me, so I run away from it. I don't look at it. I don't learn about it. my boss is, you know, kind of a, not kind of, my boss is a jerk. My boss micromanages me, blah, blah, whatever it is, whatever it is. Look at everything that's going on and make some conscious decisions, conscious choices to vibrate in a different way, to bring in a different experience. Because, okay, Viktor Frankl, I'm going to quote Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. If you haven't read that book, read that book. Viktor Frankl was someone who was locked up in a concentration camp during World War II. And his quote that I've used a couple times already today is, when you can't change a situation, yourself, you can change yourself. That's all, that's what you have. He's in a concentration camp and he has the presence of mind to be like, you know what? I can change how I'm looking at this situation. Okay? People under constant stress, under constant bombardment of difficult choices, under constant attack by other people. Change yourself. No one, it's not a value judgment. It's just a way out. If you're asking about the way out of it, the way out of it is to change yourself. And there's quite a number of people, and I can hear you right now going, well, I'm not to blame. These other people, all these jerks, this, da, da, da. Right. Do you think Viktor Frankl was to blame for being put in a concentration camp? No. But he knew that struggling against that storm was not going to bring him peace. Okay? And so the way to find peace, the way to find stability, the way to get through to this, the way to get through to being, because you all, I've said this for many, many weeks, months maybe, you all are teachers and leaders and healers. So none of that work can happen until you yourself have healed yourself, have healed the shadow work, have done the work that has brought up, and that's what Pluto retrograde is all about, bringing up all the stuff that needs to be healed. So if you're all of a sudden seeing a bunch of trolls in your life, ask yourself, how can I shift myself so that these people don't see me anymore, right? Can I, if I'm in high vibration, that's good. You don't want to shift out of that, but you want to protect yourself. You want to have boundaries. You want to, I did an exercise or shared an exercise a couple of weeks ago about when you have vampires around you. There could be family members, could be coworkers, right? There's not a lot you can do to change that dynamic, but you can change yourself, and that does change the dynamic, right? You can't change it from where you are. You have to embrace the absolute taking responsibility for, hey, I'm in this situation. I have tried this, 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 and this. I have tried to get them to change, which of course, you know, is not a thing. That's not even a thing. You don't get anybody else to change. So you don't get anybody else to open up to twin flame journey. You don't get anybody else to learn their lessons. It just doesn't, it's not a thing. Okay. So the only thing that is working with yourself. And you guys are to become teachers and healers. It is about your work on this planet. It is about embracing that. And so if you can do that, if you can embrace your own power, your own choices, Viktor Frankl, please read that book, Man's Search for Meaning. Powerful book, especially given the circumstances under which Viktor Frankl came to this awareness, this awakening. The only way for me to survive these circumstances is for me to shift and move into a different way of looking at them. And that's what's going on here. And I feel like this is what is underneath. It's trying to break free, trying to come up to your consciousness, which is you are the man in the red coat. You are not these two people. You may think you're these two people. You're not. You're the man in the red coat. And how that works is balance. Fiercely embracing the moment. That's the way to co-create for the future. Fiercely embrace this moment. Change how you're dealing with people. Change how you can walk away from people. You can purge people out of your life if you can, right? And that then requires good boundaries. And it may be very foreign to you. I wrote this to someone today on the channel. It may be very foreign to you. You might think, oh, I have trust issues now. If all of your decisions come from a place of, is this loving to self? Am I doing something that I'm trying to manipulate someone else to love me or manipulate someone else to do X? If I'm doing that, that's not loving either. Okay? So being in your conscious awareness, very 5D, this is how you live in 5D. Everything becomes a conscious choice. Everything. And when things become a conscious choice, they may work out, they may not work out. But instead of being like, oh, that was wrong, it's more about embracing the lesson that was learned from that. Oh, I get that now. There are no wrong choices. There are choices that teach you. A long time ago, I said something about all roads lead to your purpose, okay? The purpose you have on this planet. All roads lead there. But do you want to ride the rickety tricycle on a gravel road? Or do you want to drive in a lovely, beautiful vehicle that is very comfortable and all of that? You make those choices, right? It took me 50 years to get to my purpose. I could have, been upset by that. Like, oh my gosh, it took me my whole life. Or I could just be like, wow, all of that stuff, lots of the stories that you hear on this channel, I wouldn't have had at 23. I simply wouldn't have had them. I wouldn't have had the life experience. And there's many, many very wise souls at age 15, at age 25, at age 30. It's not an age thing, okay? My particular journey, and you chose this group A, what I'm sharing with you is, no matter how long it takes you to get there, realize that you made choices to get there, and you can choose the hard way or you can choose the comfortable, easier way. What's the catch? Taking radical responsibility for all those choices you've made. That's the catch. Because that shifts you into a new way of looking at those choices. It shifts you into a new place of like, oh, yeah, this kind of experience, I've dealt with this kind of person before. Here's what I need to do to be loving to self. And that will bring you into a space of being your guide, being a leader, being grounded, being stable. That will take you there. So I'm going to continue on with this reading if you like. We're going to look at blocks to love, blocks to moving forward, actions you can take, messages from your higher self. Also, I will look at Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Sag. Okay, Group A. See you over there. Group B is up next. All right, Group B. It's all you, my friends. So let's see. Move that to the side. Let's see what's going on for you. Grounding. This is what the universe wants you to work on right now. Getting yourself nice and grounded, stable, go deep, explore your roots. Just know that you're protected by angels. Watching clouds. Lie back, rest, and relax. This is important. This is what needs to be focused on. It might be hard. This might be something that's a challenge right now. But know that you're protected, okay? Know that you have protection by the angels. The grounding is a very important thing right now. It's super important to understand what it is, why that is. You can do a lot of walking in nature or earthing. If you've never heard of it, earthing, take your shoes off and just put your feet in the grass or feet on sand or whatever you have underneath your feet, and just imagine yourself being grounded to the earth. You can walk through a nature preserve and take a tree bath. I like doing that. Get on your bike, get out in nature, walk around the city, right? There's a lot of restrictions on what we can do right now, but try to get yourself grounded however you need to. if in this energy we're talking about reassessing and reevaluating our lives, this is particularly strong for you. Whee! Okay, all right. I'm done shuffling then. Let's see where we go here. Okay, so 7 of Wands. A lot of other people are at you right now. I feel like people might be at you. You know what I mean by that? Like, you're just trying to defend yourself. There's so many people coming at you. There's so much stuff coming at you right now. King of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Woo! 10 of Swords. Oh my goodness. 10 of Swords, Hierophant, Star. Making some commitments. I feel like you are going to be making some commitments here. 5 of Wands, King of Cups, 8 of Swords. Wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So the idea of you being very stable and solid is something that needs to be looked at. What is the question? What should I focus on right now? Getting stable and solid. It's potentially a wish granted that you will have your own business. If that's something that you've been looking at doing. Okay. Old mindsets are dying. Old mindsets. You may have a lot of people who are looking at you and pushing back on you. Oh, that's a crazy idea. That'll never work. What? You're talking about building a business in the middle of this crazy situation that we're undergoing right now? Who knows what the future holds? Correct. That's not what we do here. We don't predict the future. What we do here is share information on the energies. I'm reading the energies of what's going on right now and helping you be empowered to make choices for yourself. Okay? So the energies right now that you're not seeing are about 7 of Wands. Other people have other agendas. Okay? And it's likely you are going to, by grounding yourself, because swords are like all up in your head, right? Swords are up in your head. It's, ruminating, thinking, being betrayed. This person did this to me. This person did that to me. There's a lot of resistance in the energy right now about how do I move forward? Getting grounded and reaching for the stars. Getting grounded and reaching for the stars. Letting go. I'm gonna pull a couple cards around this 10 of Swords here, because I feel like your heart is vulnerable a little bit because other people may have hurt you, may have stolen from you, may have told you that your ideas were stupid or things like that, and it's tying you up. But what needs to happen is protect your heart. Don't stop doing what you're doing. Okay? Just got to protect yourself. Other people have other agendas that have nothing to do with you. They're choosing you as a target. It's not about you. It's about them. They're showing you who they are. So clarify the 10 of Swords for me, please. Okay. Moon, Temperance, Justice. Wow. Okay, so there can be fear of moving forward. Oh, yeah. 7 of Swords. I feel like there's a lot of stuff you didn't see going on when we were in Cancer North Node, the collective was in Cancer North Node. A lot of stuff was going on that we weren't seeing. Now you're seeing it. Clarity, justice, Libra energy here. And the Archangel Michael here is bringing things to your attention that may hurt. Somebody's lied to you. Somebody's stolen from you. Right? You're not seeing what other people are doing. You can't see these people, right? You just see the sticks, the wands, the sticks. But it may be feeling of betrayal that someone, you're going to get wiser for this. Okay? You're going to get much wiser for this. And in the future, you may not be sharing your heart so quickly. But really the lesson is to be powerful and strong, star energy, healing, not hiding. Okay, I'm thinking about like Bruce Lee. I don't usually think about Bruce Lee. I talked about Viktor Frankl in Group A. You guys get Bruce Lee. So Bruce Lee never had to fight anybody. He never really had to, right? His aura, his energy was powerful. He was not a big guy, right? The people who crossed that Rubicon and started and fought Bruce Lee got the horns, right? His reputation may have preceded him. His power and his energy. You know, when you come up against somebody who's just very grounded and solid, they don't need to prove anything to anybody, nor do they try. They don't care. They don't care. It's like they're just, I mean, and I've had that shift in my life recently, the last 2 or 3 years doing this work. I'm very Sagittarian in like, yay, let's do it. That's fun. It's engaged, you know, like I love it. But I have a grounded part to me that's like, all right, I'm going to think this through. I'm going to look at all the pros and cons. I don't stop getting excited about things. I don't turn into like a curmudgeon and afraid to move, do anything. I don't turn into like a fear puddle, which is what this is. It's like a lesson to you that empowers you, that grows you. Bruce Lee was accomplished, right? Accomplished, solid. He knew what he was good at. He knew he didn't have to fight anyone. When you're insecure, you got the, the big swords and you got all this stuff on and you're like, I'll fight you, right? And they can be even like at you, right? People who are insecure are like at you. When you're not insecure, you're very grounded, very solid. There's no need. You don't even care. You're not out there looking for a fight. Just going to do my stuff. Just going to do my work. And eventually, sometimes people do come across your path that are spoiling for a fight. And sometimes you do. Sometimes you have to like stand your ground, right? Stand your ground. So I feel like there is, it might be for you something that is upsetting, that someone has been stealing from you or lying to you or behind your back, stabbing you in the back. So now that you're seeing this person, like you see how the King of Cups is looking at the Eight of Swords, you're seeing that your own mindset, you're seeing that you're like, oh, if I tie myself up, if I hold myself back, if I don't shine my light, if I don't do these things, if I don't, then I'm not fulfilling my purpose, right? You're King of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Hierophant, Star. If I don't, I'm not fulfilling my purpose. And that's a worse thing. That is a thing that is to the detriment of all of us. If you're not doing your work, we're not benefiting from what you have, right? And then you're holding yourself back from being who you truly are. And you're here to be who you truly are. Right now, there may need to be some times for reflection because I do feel like somebody really hurt you here. And you might not have seen it coming. But now this has been brought on your path so you can see. So you can more clearly see people and take off the blinders. Okay? That you might be just following your heart, but not protecting yourself. And when I say that, I don't mean like to, lock yourself away or whatever. I just mean that being very solid in your power means that you're not vulnerable to other people's attacks. And that's a lesson that needs to be learned here. Okay? All right. I'm going to keep going with this. The link is below for you. This is what should I be focused on? So look for the focused on Group B. Okay, my darling, see you over there. Group C is up next. All right, Group C. Last but not least. Saving the best for last. How about that? So let's see what's going on for you. Hawk Spirit. Let Spirit be your guide. Ant Spirit. Time to collaborate. Interesting. And then Frog Spirit. Clean out the clutter. Getting a lot of purging energy in these readings today. And look at all the green. They're all green. This is about growth. I feel like you might have someone come on your path here that you might have been very focused on doing your work, or kind of alone, and not lonely, but alone, solo, right? Doing the solo thing. And someone is likely to come on your path who is going to help you build something that you likely would have had a harder time building yourself. It's not that you couldn't have done it, but there's something that's really important about the collaboration here. And in the meantime, that person, though it's an addition to your life, there's also subtraction. There's clutter needs to move out so that this person can arrive. Okay, this person is getting ready to arrive. Let's see about this. What's going on here? So the reading is about, what do you need to focus on right now? Clearing out clutter. Hawk is very focused, right? Very super duper focused. You may have missed this person. Like, this person may have been trying to get into your life for a while. You know, like, you may have passed up a talking to a friend, which would have led to this meeting because of your work. You passed up on something because of your work, and that likely made you miss this meeting. Okay, for whatever that is. That was in the past, okay? That was in the past. So let's see. Knight of Cups. Look at you, my darling. I'm going to take these because this feels right to me. The cards that are underneath are things that are happening subconsciously, not unconsciously, subconsciously. This person is coming across your path to make an offer. You're that Nine of Pentacles. This could be a really good thing. Could be a Leo. All right, we'll look at that in the extended. A Leo. All right. Empress. Nine of Wands. Death. Transforming out of old patterns, old belief systems. Ace of Pentacles, just like the sun. Woo! On the path, my darling. Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. You see how this... Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles goes to the Eight of Pentacles. You add one pentacle. So this is an idea that you've been planting the seeds for quite a long time. This can be a new house, a new business, a new love, new abundance, whatever it is. But you're going to be actively engaged in it. This is quite passive. This is about something being offered to you and then you letting things grow, right? Like the carrots in the ground, you don't pull them up every day to see if they've grown. You let them grow. Okay, so we have 7, 8, 9 here. So we're another 9. So we're moving toward the end of a cycle. Oops, let's do this before I keep moving on here. 6 of Wands, 3 of Wands, woo! 8 of Wands, wow. 6, 7, 8 of Wands, no 7, 6, 6, 8, 9. 6 and 3 are 9, so 9 of Wands, 8 of Wands. So we are coming to the end of a creative cycle here where it's internal, right? Things have been created inside you, or things are working to be put in the ground. You might have already been putting things in the ground so they'll grow. And I feel like the things you're manifesting are going to swiftly come into your life. It's like boom, boom, boom. Overcoming this inertia. There has been, maybe for the past 7 to 9 years almost, have been kind of inertia, right? There's a new person coming on your path to collaborate. So this could be a love partner, could be a business partner, could be somebody like you make a baby with, right? You make some kind of baby with this person, whether it's an idea for business, an idea for how your life is going to move forward. I will say this to you just as a personal aside. Frogs. Okay, so I think I mentioned this before, that I'm afraid of frogs. And the reason I'm afraid of frogs is unpredictable movement. Like, they just seem like they're not moving, and then bam, they move. And it's like, whoa, 0 to 60. And then they're, right? They don't really move a lot, but when they jump, right? It's like, whoa. And this is the unpredictable movement of it being fallow, right? It seems like nothing is happening, but you've been dreaming things into existence. You've been manifesting them. You've been thinking about them. You've been on Pinterest looking at ideas about them. Go look at your Pinterest. Are you a Pinterest person? Because If you are, that message is for you. Go look at what you've been doing on Pinterest. What have you been dreaming into existence? Pinterest is a great thing for manifesting because you can see it, you get the excitement about it. And I feel like that's what's happening here. That if you have felt in the past that you've been stopping yourself from creating because of your past, because, oh, well, I haven't had that much good luck with relationships, or, oh, I don't want to really dream anything to existence because what if it gets taken away from me, right? Transformation happening, all right? And there is a lovely big offer coming. Big. Okay? So it can be around love, it can be around business, it can be around abundance of any kind, really. And I feel like you've been very focused and had some mindset, some beliefs around what you're entitled, what you're allowed. And I feel like that's something that is needing to get rinsed out of your hair, get purged out of your life. This whole holding back, like when you go through hurt, right? First couple relationships, and you get dumped, they dump you, you dump them, whatever happens. If it doesn't, go the distance, right? So we either break up or we die together. There's only two things. There's only two things. You're either with someone for the entirety of the rest of your life, or it ends at some point. Right? It can come back around, or it can, get rejuvenated. But those are the two choices you really have. I know, I hope that doesn't sound fatalistic, but the holding on of like, oh, well, things just end. They really don't. Things just change form. Things just transform into something else. Okay? So this idea of maybe some of you have had trouble with your mother, trouble nurturing, trouble being in relationship. You might be very independent, okay? And what's needing to focus on right now is transforming the good lessons you have, the lessons you've brought, instead of making them a barrier to other people, embrace them as, hey, it's a roadmap for how I can have love in my life, right? Don't make those lessons, those hurts, pushing people away. Instead, hey, how did I contribute to that? How can I learn from that lesson? What is it that I really want in my life? Where am I going with things? And so all of these things you've been dreaming into existence, you may in the past have been saying to yourself, that could never happen. I don't deserve that. That's never going to happen in my life, right? When you say that words like that, the universe listens to that as much as they listen to the manifesting. Ooh, wouldn't it be wonderful to have that house on the ocean? Or wouldn't it be wonderful to, build this business so that, I'm really creative and expanding all day, every day? Oh, but that can never happen, right? When you do that, you're shutting yourself off from manifesting. So that's why we talk about detachment. That's why we talk about releasing and letting go. Because it's like, yeah, I'm in. And then allow the universe to bring it to you. I have been able to manifest like this, like this, like this for the last couple of years because I haven't stopped myself. Anything is possible. Boy, am I proof of that. Anything is possible. I went from a near collapse of a business I thought it was going to take me under. Within 4 or 5 months, completely turned everything around. No help from anybody else except for emotional support and that was very, very powerful for me. But I just let go. I let that old thing that wanted to go away, I just let it slide to the ocean. Right? And so now you're manifesting by overcoming these old boundaries about how you believe and what you believe you deserve. Now you're able to manifest, and things manifest like that. That's what you need to focus on. It's also releasing the idea that you got to do the work of bringing it to you. The universe does the work of bringing it to you. You don't have to go bring it to you. You take action moving toward what you want. The universe brings it up. There it is. Oh my God. A friend says, hey, there's this really cool house on the ocean that's for sale. It looks just like you. It looks like something you'd love. Oh, okay. I had asked for that. And then when someone comes up to you, No coincidence. You're asking the universe, and then it shows up however it wants to show up. You keep moving toward what you want, being on the path of what you're manifesting in your life, being open and allowing. If you said to that person who said, "Hey, there's this house on the ocean," whatever, and didn't go and didn't go look at it, okay, that's a decision you made, but the opportunity is there. The opportunity is coming across your path. So, excuse me. So you're doing a good job here of overcoming the past block. That is what's being transformed out of you. Because now the world has changed. The world has changed so much. Anything is possible. Anything. Just like that summer I had, this world right now is parallel to the experience I had 3 years ago. My world completely imploded. And so I'm like, oh my God, this is just like what I went through. So letting go of the belief that you don't deserve it. Letting go of the belief that, oh, it's not in my, I have a friend who said to herself, yeah, no one's ever going to be as wonderful to me as my father was to my mother. And you know what? She's right, because that's her belief. She believes that. So she seeks out people who are like that to her. Okay? So this is what's trying to happen. Knight of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Sun. This is what is working behind the scenes because you've manifested it. You're creating this baby with the universe. You're creating this experience. And this person comes through, time to collaborate. Collaborate about what? Collaborate about, having a life together, having a business together, having an adventure together, having love together. Well, any and all. It's going to impact every single part of your life. You're going to need to clear out the clutter, and sometimes the clutter is the belief system that I'm meant to be alone. Or that and hey, no judgment, right? I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life no matter who is in my life. I enjoy it. I embrace it. If someone comes across my path to be with me, awesome. And if they don't, they don't. It's just not a thing. I'm not held on to anything. I'm asking the universe for what I want, and then I let it go. I let the universe bring it to me. So that's what you're going to have something brought to you in a big way. Okay? So I'm going to continue on with this reading. I see Scorpio here. Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Libra. All right? So I'm going to look at that in the extended. Yes, indeed. Okay, link is below for you, Group C. I'll see you over there. Otherwise, happy days.